y'all, what's up? It's me, the Binge and B. What you watching on TV? Well, tonight I am watching episode 2 with Tiffany Haddish's brand new reality show that's streaming on Peacock. And so when the show opened up on this episode, they are in the Airbnb, I guess, wherever they staying at, like the rental that they living in. They staying in there, and they got this little cute chef guy, whatever, you know. So he's making, looks like he did his version of some barbecue or something. But of course, you know, with some good barbecue, you got to have you some potato salad. I mean, do they do that any other kind of way, you know? So as he's making the potato salad, Tiffany decides to challenge this cat to a potato salad off, if that's a thing. So he's going to make his version, she's going to make her version, and then they have it set up to where the friends get to be the judges, and they're going to do the little taste testing. I really like this part. I thought it was really cute. It reminded me of how, like, when you're young and you got your friends and stuff, you know, like how you just kind of bullshit around. And it's really cute because what Tiffany does is she actually does a intro for each one of the friends as she introduced each one as a judge, and so they did like a little mock intro. It was cute. I don't know. I thought that was dope. So anyway, so they do the taste testing of the potato salad. So it's going to be the chef versus Tiff, right? And very interesting, right? So as they do the taste test, they go back in, they taste both the potato salads, and then the girls, the 3 girls. So her friends are Selena, and then you have Shimona and Sparkle, right? So the friends, they dip off to go do their little reviews or whatever and talk about it. And so Shimona is actually the only one that genuinely liked Tiffany's over the chef dudes. Or maybe she was just saying that because, you know, that's her friend or whatever. I don't know. I don't have no judgments. All I know is that at the end of the competition, she is the one that reveals that she will rock with Tiffany's potato salad. The other 2, Selena and Sparkle, actually, both of them chose the chef's potato salad, like, while they were having the discussions about it. They go back in the kitchen and they reveal the winner as being Tiffany for the potato salad. So she won the potato salad challenge. Now, I think that this is cute, whatever. I think everything is cute. You will learn cute is one of my favorite words. However, in this case, even though I thought it was cute that they chose their friend's potato salad, I think a little part of me on the inside, a little red flag was waving, right? Because I'm like, damn, is that a normal occurrence? Like, are they the kind of friends that have to kiss her ass in order to stay in her good graces or something? Or, you know what I'm saying? Because we do, sometimes friendships can be a little toxic. But then, you know, nobody's perfect either. So as long as it's not nothing, I guess, that's super excessive or abusive, maybe it don't matter. But I just thought it was weird. Like, to me, we all really good friends, right? And we in Cape Town, we in Africa. So if I really like the professional chef's potato salad better than I like yours, like, would that really hurt your feelings? You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe so. I guess for some people maybe it could or whatever. But I don't know. That was weird to me. That struck me as kind of strange. The next day, they actually chose to go to what they call a sangoma. And so the sangoma was going to give them, the ladies, each messages, basically kind of like a spiritual reading from what I gather. So they go to the sangoma. All 4 ladies go. Now, this part was a trip to me, right? Because the way they had everything set up. Now, before they go to the sangoma, to get to the sangoma, they got to go through what they call a township, right? And so they go through the town. And it was weird. It was the same old trip that any person that is like on a TV show. I don't know if people do this like on their regular visits if you just go for a vacation. But every show I ever watch where people go to Africa to visit, somehow they always find themselves going through a village with houses made out of plywood and dirt floors, like, for the show. I don't know why that's a thing. Maybe I'm tripping. I just watched another show not too long ago where they went to visit, and then you go, and it seems like they always find a way to show, like, the neediest village of people where the clothes don't match, and, like, the children is running around barefoot, and it's, like, dirt on the inside of the house for the floors, and I don't really know why that is a thing. I don't know. I'm bewildered at that shit. Like, why is that a trend? And like, what is the point in doing that? And then they'll do this weird shit where they're trying to like position the people as being so grateful and so thankful and they're so gracious which I don't doubt that, right? I'm not saying that the people aren't gracious and grateful and all of that, but then they'll be like, oh, they look so happy. And I'm just like, why the fuck are these people marching through these folks' village with cameras and shit, and then you leave and you get to convince yourself or whoever is watching your show or whatever you filming for that we stuck here and we happy. Like, maybe they are happy. I can't make no declarations for nobody I ain't ever met. But I just think that's really pretentious and kind of pompous or some shit. I just don't like that shit. I don't know. I don't like that shit. I don't think that that's necessary. I think they could have just went to go see the Sangoma and then just took their ass where they was going after that, right? But I digress on that. But as they make it through the village and the hungry children and all that shit, right? Then we get to the Sangoma. They have the performance. Usually there are dancers that come in that greet. So they were there. And the Sangoma, she sits on kind of like what looks like a throne. And then she had her interpreter with her too. So the interpreter, what he does is he goes down. Now each lady, they have them lined up. All three friends get like readings, right? The first reading, I believe, for Selena was something about low self-esteem or some shit. I don't even remember the one for Shimona. I do remember the reading for Sparkle. So Sparkle was the one that it was revealed that she had a child that was reaching out or crying out for her or something. And so it turns out she had a miscarriage, which later on I'm like, okay. So that is very sad, and all the women are extremely moved. And then the thing about it too is that nobody knew about it. So out of all of the four of them, nobody knew about it. Not even her sister Shimona knew that she had had a miscarriage. So they have that revelation. And then now if we go back to Tiffany, right? So Tiffany, basically when he gets to Tiffany, all he say to her is, "You just need a cleanse." He basically just tell her she need a cleansing. Like, he was very dismissive of her. He almost damn near ignored her, which I was a little offended by that. He was kind of stanky with the lady, with Tiffany's reading, and I was just like, oh, maybe he had a preconceived notion or he don't like her or something, you know. I mean, he go down, you know what I'm saying? But I digress on that too, because it's whatever. But she did feel some kind of way about the cleansing thing. She did talk about it a little bit. However, I will say she had a fairly positive attitude about it, because what she then did was decided to use that as motivation for their next activity, which maybe not a motivation for her, because I'm pretty sure all that shit is pre-planned, but she did go into the next activity like, okay, well, we'll just use this next thing that we're going to do. I'm going to use this for my cleansing, and we'll just all kind of use this as a cleansing. So they are now in Zimbabwe. I forgot to mention that. I think from Cape Town, where we go see the Sangoma, they actually travel the next day and go to Zimbabwe. So they get to Zimbabwe, and they're going to go for an activity. So the activity is bungee jumping and zip lining. I would love to zip line. I got to lose me some pounds first. I don't know how I feel dangling over all that wilderness at this weight. It could be a very dangerous situation. But that should look really fun, and I'm that's on the bucket list for sure, right? So anyway, so they go zip lining, and then they go bungee jumping, and they, you know, each one of them, they declare what they want to cleanse or get out of their life so that they can, you know, use this for cleansing or whatever. So they do that. So that's dope. I think that's cool. So they end up going out to go to the zip lining, which is weird. I thought everybody was going to do all the things, but the way they broke it up was Shimona and Sparkle did the zip lining, and then Tiffany and Selena did the bungee jump together, right? Sparkle was supposed to go first for the zip line, and she had like a whole meltdown about it. I really hate to be, I don't know. I think sometimes I could stand to exercise a little more compassion. But I just was like, I don't understand why she was hyperventilating. It just didn't really it didn't seem to be as scary. Like, to me, I could see having that fear if I was going to do the bungee jump. Because like, if you do the bungee jump, like, you just jumping off some shit, and like it ain't nothing to catch you, and you don't get caught until the rope snap, and then like you dangling, you know what I'm saying? That to me might warrant a little bit more fear, I think. However, the zip line, like, it's pretty secure. You can see where you headed. You're on the thing. You got the little clamps on there. You got your little safety harness on. It just really seemed like a little bit of an overkill to me, her response or her reaction. I don't mean to judge. Like I said, everybody's fears is different, and some people, you know, they don't do well with heights or whatever, but her shit was like really overkill. So she decides, so her sister Shimona decides to go in her place first. So Shimona goes, and then Sparkle, now she has a little bit more, I guess, motivation or a little bit more security in her sister going first. So then she go. That was unnecessarily tiring. Here's the part I like. I like the part when they start to do the bungee jump. So this is one of those little moments where we get to kind of go into Tiffany a little bit, right? What she was saying was, She basically gave off the fact that she was really grateful for this moment, and how she was remembering. So they were saying to each other, "We never let go," right? And so what that made her think about was when she was a kid and she was in foster care. It really brought tears to my eyes. I feel myself tearing up now thinking about it, because her voice was shaking and you could tell she was about to cry when she was discussing it. So it was a serious moment for her. I just thought it was sweet. Anyway, so she was saying how when she was a kid and she was kind of going through being unstable, not having nowhere to live, and her foster parents, and probably feeling like not wanting to be bothered. People didn't want to be bothered with her and shit. And so she had her friends, and Selena and them, they would be like, "Well, girl, you can just come to my house and eat, or you can stay over our house." Oh my God, I'm tearing up. This is stupid. Like, I don't know why I'm tearing up. But she basically was moved by how it felt like they wanted her around. I don't know why that's making me tear up. But I think it's these moments like that I see when I look at Tiffany Haddish. Like I talked about in the first episode, you know, a lot of people have a lot of preconceived notions. People are really hard on Tiffany Haddish. She a little hood. I mean, she is, you know what I'm saying? She ghetto, if that's what you want to call her or throw on her, you know what I'm saying? But I like her just because she herself. And these are the glimpses of her that I see, like even when she's doing the extra shit. You know what I mean? Ultimately, I think Tiffany Haddish is super sensitive. We know she's a survivor and a warrior, however you choose to cut it. I know some people are not very empathetic to shit like that, but I am, you know what I mean? And so that really touched me. Just the reality of it being all these years later and them all still being friends and shit. Like, I thought that was super beautiful. And so I really like that. So that takes us to the last scene of the episode. The last scene of the episode is really pretty simple. The girls all, to recuperate and come down from all the excitement, they go onto a boat. I think they was like having snacks and dinner or wine or something like that. All four of them are sitting there chilling. Well, Shimona asks Sparkle to step to the side so they can talk about, you know, the Sangoma and the message about the miscarriage that she had and this and that. And she was just kind of saying, like, I didn't know that happened. And, you know, I didn't know why I wouldn't know about that. And they talked a little bit about the move. So I guess Sparkle moved from LA to Arizona when her daughter went to college so that she wouldn't be there by herself. And so that's kind of an emotional scene that I think a lot of us who are getting to the empty nesters age where you got kids that's growing up and shit, it is a thing. Like when your kids get ready to leave home, you do find yourself being like, damn, like what? You know, like I've put so much energy and effort and time into this thing. And so I don't know what the next thing would be. And so she's kind of going through that with her daughter. So she decided to actually get up and move to the state where her daughter was going to school. I don't think she lives with her daughter, or her daughter don't live with her where they are now, but she's close enough where she can get to her if she needs to. And so she's kind of explaining the reason that she did it that way. And then she tells her sister, you know, I know you weren't happy about it, but you can be kind of controlling or whatever. So they left off episode 2 with a little bit of tension between the sisters, but it's very, very minor. It doesn't seem to be very dramatical or none of that shit. Now we're going to see, because I think they're going to open up episode 3 with that, and I'll let you know when we get there. This episode was okay. It was all right. Like I said, the whole thing for me was the overkill with I was mad at not mad at him, that's too strong. I don't really actually give a fuck, but I was a little offended at the guy with the Sangoma who like treated Tiffany like bitch. So I was like, oh, that is so rude, sir. I really didn't like that. And then I think I was a little taken aback by Sparkle's like hyperventilation, or like her overreaction to get on the zip line. I just was like, I mean, even if it's a little scary, I don't know. Child, let me shut up. I don't mean to be judging these people. I just watch the shows and tell y'all what I think about it. That's it. Let me fix my shit. Okay, so anyway, y'all, that's episode 2. I'm gonna see you back real soon for episode 3. It's your girl, the Benjamin B. That's all I gotta say about that shit. I'm gonna see you later. Bye.